thanks so much for being here on this webinar. Most of you know me, Jesse Lipscomb. I'm licensed by the IRS as an enrolled agent as well as an investment advisor in California. I specialize in tax return-based financial planning, very specifically tax planning for real estate agents, real estate investors, and small business owners. So regarding taxpayers, the biggest question I get is regarding the stimulus checks, and then I'm going to give you some strategies for housing. Whether you're a real estate agent or you're a potential seller, there are some long-standing IRS code that you just have to be aware of that may actually impact you positively given the current times. First, stimulus checks. They began going out on April 9th. I have confirmed through my own clients that as of Monday, they've started receiving checks. And when I say checks, I mean direct deposits. If you haven't had a tax refund in the last couple of years, 2018, 2019, and the IRS doesn't have your direct deposit information readily available, you're going to need to go and update that, and I'll show you how to do it in a minute. But the overarching part of the stimulus checks, you get $1,200 a person, $2,400 married, so long as you're under $75,000 single, $150 married, that's your adjusted gross income. If you make more than that, it'll be phased out up to almost $200,000 married and about $100,000 single. And again, I said this earlier, if you guys have any questions, definitely make this webinar interactive. Use the chat window, post your question. Everybody has the same question. Everybody's asking, hey, what am I going to get my money? How do I update it? How do I? Well, check this out. 2020taxstimulus.com. That's a direct link to the website. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to see an article that addresses the new programs and the rebates, and it'll take you directly to the IRS website. Now look what you have. You have filers. If you filed your tax return, click here to figure out when they're going to send you your information. And if you haven't filed your taxes, click here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm current in my taxes. That's good, right? But I filed 2018. I have not yet filed 19. Like a lot of small business owners, we're on extension, and I'm going to show you an error, which if you get this, I don't want you to be afraid. All right, so we're going to click on that. Yes, it's authorized use. They're going to ask you for your social, your date of birth, and your address. All pretty easy. And let's see what happens. Oh my goodness, my tax status isn't available. I'm getting people reaching out to me saying, oh my God, Jesse, why am I getting this error? Usually it's because, well, and the IRS will give you the direct responses here, but it's either you're not eligible or, and they don't have this right, you haven't filed your 2019 return. It's going to give you the payment based upon 18 if you haven't filed 19, but if you haven't filed 19, it's not going to give you a status. This is a brand new program. It literally launched yesterday, and the IRS technology just isn't prepared to handle an either or if you filed 18 or if you filed 19. Additionally, like for example, I receive a VA disability pension. It says right here, if you're in Social Security or VA, the IRS is working with your agency to adjust your direct deposit, even if you haven't filed a return. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is if you get that nasty payment status not available, don't get worried. Just know that it's a new system, and by and by you'll get that stimulus payment, assuming that you filed your taxes and assuming that you've updated your bank information. And the reason I say that is whereas direct deposits are going out beginning last week, if you haven't filed a tax return and bank information with the IRS, it's going to start phasing in the checks that go out from May until September. And basically, if you're making $10,000 a year adjusted gross income, you'll get money right away. But if you're making married $140,000, you might not get this $2,400 until as late as September. So it behooves you to go to the IRS website and update your information. 2020taxstimulus.com, that's going to continue to be your resource for up-to-date and insightful information, as well as a recording of these webinars. If anybody wants some one-on-one time to go over this situation, we're standing by ready to help. In fact, actually, if we go back to the 2020 tax stimulus website, it's just, hey man, send us a message with any of your questions or thoughts. Everybody out there, take care and stay safe. And once we get through this, let's get back after it, right? All right, take care. All right, bye now.